Hello again. I've got a couple of things to cover in this video. I'm going to start with going back to the last video. Now, I was talking about the NHS, and a lot of people got quite arsey with me, saying how I'm an ungrateful, posh, middle-class, ungrateful wanker. And they kept telling me about how I should consider myself lucky that I'm not living in Africa. Now, you kind of missed the point. My point was the NHS is a very good thing, and if we lose it, we're fucked. And it's through negligent things like what's happened with my hand, and I'll explain to you in a minute why I can prove that that was negligent, that is meaning they're paying out billions of pounds in compensation all the time. I think it was Wales maternity ward or something. It was 38 million. There was the UK one, which was 3.4 billion. It was to do with how much they've spent out in compensation. Now, if that keeps happening, the NHS will go. We won't have it anymore. And exactly what I was trying to say is that if they don't stop the stupid spending and the mismanagement and lack of communication, just being better at your job so you're quicker at it saves money, and less mistakes saves a lot of money. But that's just all I want to say about the last video, because a lot of people kind of missed the point. I wasn't slagging them off. I said through the whole video that the doctors were very good, but it was the communication that was where all the problems came. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there and carry on with some more news. Right, as you can see, I have a new cast on. That's because I went to hospital this morning. I had the old cast taken off. Here is a picture of the scar. You see this scar here? Can you explain to me what the scar underneath is? It's almost as if they made a mistake, isn't it? It's weird. I don't know, it just made me laugh, and I was like, I made a mistake! But yeah, they took my cast off, which has been bugging the crap out of me, because it's been heavy and annoying, and I haven't been able to play Xbox or anything, and I was like, when I get this cast off, I'm going to get back to playing Xbox. Well, it was taken off. There was no pin used, it was just some fixings they used, and there's an internal stitch which actually runs the entire length of that cut inside. It's very weird, they cut the ends off. Anyway, news is 4 weeks in this. And my thumb is fucked, because when they took it off I thought, yay, I can move my thumb around, and all I could do was this. Yeah. Now, this is where I was saying about the negligence. Now I can prove that there was negligent care taken in this instance. They didn't x-ray this hand, remember? Now, because they didn't x-ray it, they didn't know there was anything wrong with it for 5 weeks until I argued my way into the hospital to eventually get seen, and then you get told I need an operation in 2 days' time. The doctor said to me today, because I was sort of saying, well, what would you actually done? He said, well, we've used some anchors and some ligament, some sutures and stuff, and he said, I've put it back together as best I can, and it should be fine. He said, but unfortunately, due to the delay in the time between it happening and us being able to operate, it's going to mean we couldn't do the normal procedure we would have done on it, so we've had to do this different one, and it's going to take longer to heal. Because it was delayed. Because they didn't do the x-ray. Negligence. Right there. Obviously, if I had damage on my left... Anyway, I'm not going to keep going on about this, because it's driving me mad, and I'm sure you don't hear about it. But anyway, here is some news, and I need your help. Now, as I said before, I only got £500 on my bike. I'm going to try and talk to one of the companies that sell one of the versions of my bike. And I mean, that could be Chinese Motorcycle Parts Online, who have... I mean, they're Lex Moto, so they have Lex Motos. They probably don't want me to have a pulse. I don't know about that. There's Sinis in Brighton. Yes, this is the one I'm thinking of. But anyway, the reason I need your help is loads of people have messaged me over the time I've been vlogging and have said, I've bought one of these bikes because of you, you've changed my opinion on Chinese bikes. There's one guy I know who became a dealer off the back of me of seeing these bikes, that they're the bikes we want to sell. So if you bought a Pulse Adrenaline or one of its similar types of bike, either directly from my videos or I changed your opinion on it and you then decided to choose that bike, basically what I want you to do is go to the So Long My Friend video, which I'll give a link in the description. And the reason why I want you to put it on that video is because that video shows how much I love that bike, and it also shows from the comments how much that bike meant to other people, which is what these companies are going to want. Obviously, they would like to see their bike being part of it, like Betty was part of the show, as it were. It's not a show, it's just me. Fucking weirdo. Anyway, So if you can put your stories on there, then when I speak to these companies, I can say, look at this video. This is the video from when I had a crash. This is what people said, and then I ask them to share their stories on this video. And through that, hopefully they might see that I know I only have 6 and a bit thousand subs, but I could do them a lot of help, because I think I have done for Pulse. I mean, I know I have. I've sold so many of them from people saying, I've bought one from after watching your videos, blah, blah. But other companies, and I'm not going to go into it at the moment, never wanted to help me much. They admitted I was doing a lot for them, but didn't want to admit too much. So they didn't help me with anything, really. I'm not really allowed to say too much about that at the moment, maybe in the future. But anyway, yeah, so I just want to say, don't get all stressy over the NHS one. I meant good, and as I say, it's the wastage of money through compensation and lost stuff, sort of time and things that could be put back into it to make it better. That was my point with that. And if it doesn't get much better in the next few years, I think we'll probably lose it, and I don't want that. So, that's that. Hand, 4 weeks in this bastard, so what can I do? And thirdly, yes, I really, really, really would be appreciative if you'd go to that video and say, leave a comment. Even if I've just changed your opinions on Chinese bikes, because people do not like Chinese bikes. And I think I proved through all the trips and all the riding and everything I did that actually Chinese bikes, well, at least the one I had, they're not half bad if you look after them. Because if you compare cost to bike, they're very good. And that's that. Lastly, I found a couple of pieces of footage. Basically fails on my part. There's a couple of attempted races, I think. Well, I call it attempted race. Me trying to keep up with someone that failed very badly. I'm going to put those together in a video, maybe. I'm trying to find some bits and pieces, but there hasn't been a lot to really show you, because I tend to just give you all the best from my vlogs. Right, okay, well that's all I've really got to tell you. Again, as I said before, don't forget I have over 200 videos, which you may not have seen, and there are some good ones back there, maybe. Your preference, I don't know which is your favourite, but yeah, in the time that I currently can't make videos, don't forget that there are videos back there that you may have forgotten about, and I'll try and keep you as entertained as I can as I start to recover, but 4 weeks, it's a bit crap. Anyway, thank you again, catch you next time. You can't see, but my left knee is the problem. My left hand is the two things that hit the car, so it only makes sense that most damage is going to be on that side. But they didn't X-ray this hand; they X-rayed this hand. Which, what sense does that make?